What's up? This is BoxingWAve. Now, according to Boxing Scene, Erislandy Lara would move up to 160 to fight Gennady Golovkin. Okay, Golovkin is supposed to be fighting Andy Lee now in April, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, not really looking forward to that fight. Golovkin is going to destroy Andy Lee. I really wasn't looking forward to the James Kirkland fight, and I like James Kirkland, but I don't think he would have fared well against Gennady Golovkin either. All right, but this fight, you know, is very interesting because you know, well, I'm gonna get into it in a little bit. Now, I was just online talking to a lot of people on Twitter. For the past hour, you know, we've been talking about, you know, who would win this fight, and you know, I'm glad that Lara is willing to step up to fight this guy. You know, a lot of people are afraid of him in the division, and you know, I'm glad Lara's willing to step up. Lara said something in the lines of, you know, everyone's afraid of us in the sport. We're two of the top guys, you know, that no one wants to fight. So, you know, I'm willing to step up and fight this guy, which is pretty cool. Now, when I first read the article, I was like, Lara's crazy to go up and fight this guy. Golovkin has so much power. Golovkin cuts the ring off probably better than Angulo, you know. And I thought it was kind of crazy. I'm like, I don't think Lara would be able to survive against Triple G. And I started thinking about it a little bit, and you know, I think it might be a good fight. I think they're both dangerous for each other, you know, because if you look at Golovkin's opponents, you would see that he hasn't fought anyone nearly as good as Erislandy Lara, in my opinion. You know, Gabe Rosado, Curtis Stevens, you know, Adama, Proxka, like these guys are not nearly as good as Erislandy Lara. And I haven't seen Gennady Golovkin really fight a guy that's possibly a better fighter than him on the outside. Now, this is the way I look at the fight. Golovkin, you know, Lara is great at movement, right? He's good at moving and using the ring. He has excellent foot movement, you know. His footwork is great. He's a southpaw, okay? He has a great jab. He has a very powerful left hand, right, that he rarely uses. Very efficient fighter, okay? Very efficient puncher. He doesn't have a high volume of punches, but he's very accurate, you know. He wants to hit you every time he throws the punch, especially that left hand. Now, I know Gennady Golovkin fought Proxka. I know Proxka was a southpaw, right? Now, you know, not to compare Proxka to Lara, they're two different levels of fighters to me. But that's the Twitter going on. But Proxka found it pretty easy to land that left hand, you know. But his style is more, it mimics Sergio Martinez. Like, I remember watching that fight, and I know his style mimics Sergio Martinez's style, where he drops his hand, he leads with that left hand, and then, you know, ducks and moves out of the way, you know. And Triple G pretty much caught on to that, started landing some body shots, and he got Proxka out of there. But Proxka did pretty well for the first few rounds, you know, landing his jab, and landing that left hand. Now, this is how Triple G would have a problem fighting Erislandy Lara, in my opinion. I think Triple G would cut the ring off pretty well against Lara, like Alfredo Angulo did against Lara. But see, the thing is, where you guys that are online are saying that, well, look, Angulo was able to hurt Lara. Angulo took a lot of punishment to get that close to Lara. He took a lot of punishment, all right? We see how the fight ended, okay? It ended with him quitting because of that bump over his eye. All right, he had to take a lot of punishment to get there. Yeah, he got inside and was able to knock Lara down twice, but Lara did get up both times. Okay, and another thing, Triple G is not nearly as good as an inside fighter as Alfredo Angulo is. Alfredo Angulo only has inside game. He is a pressure fighter that takes punishment to be able to get on the inside to land punches. Now, even though Triple G will cut off the ring well against Lara, he's not going to take that same punishment that Angulo took. Okay, he doesn't throw a high volume of punches like Angulo does. He too is, you know, he likes to take his time, and he's a more efficient puncher than Angulo. Okay, he likes to fight on the outside as well. Another thing is, Lara's reach is a lot longer than Triple G's. Okay, I think I'm not sure what the exact numbers is, but I'm pretty sure Lara has the much greater reach advantage than Triple G. So he would be able to keep Triple G at bay and on the end of his jab and land that left hand, that good, beautiful left hand that he has against Triple G. Okay, Triple G would have a hard time, and I think Triple G's best punch is his more powerful punch. So he has a strong jab as well, but in a jab war, he would lose that to Lara. You know, Lara would stay on the outside and you know, just try to use that jab. Triple G is not going to want to get hit by that jab, and he's not going to take the punishment in order to get inside and you know, land those body shots. You know, he's not going to have Lara against the ropes where he can land those body shots. I mean, there's a possibility he could, but he would have to take a lot of punishment to the face to be able to do that. All right, as far as mid-range, you know, mid-range game, you know, it's still a little equal. I think Triple G might be a little better mid-range, but long range, Lara's going to be landing that jab and moving around in circles throughout the whole fight. It's going to take a while for Triple G to adjust to Lara's style. Now, Triple G would, you know, obviously he would cut the ring off, you know. You really could go either way here, you know, with this fight, because, you know, if anyone can stop Lara in his tracks, it would be Triple G, because he's so good at cutting off the ring. But when he does cut off the ring, you know, who's gonna land, who's gonna connect? I mean, Lara's defense is good, but he can get hit. Yes, he can get hit. All right, I don't think Lara's defense is as good as Brigadiel's. I don't think he's as good as Floyd's. I think he will get hit by Triple G. I just think that on the outside, Lara would, you know, better him, you know, for the majority of the fight. So, you know, I'm not giving it a prediction because I really don't know. Like, I would have to really sit there and watch and replay all of their fights for me to come up with. But I'm basically making this video because I want people to see, you know, both ways. Like, everybody's just saying Lara's, you know, Triple G has the power, and he would, you know, just because of Angulo. You can't compare Angulo to Triple G. They fight totally different styles. And as far as I'm concerned, Triple G destroyed Angulo in sparring, as far as what I've heard. Okay, Triple G has a lot more power. I think one punch knockout power. You know, he can knock you out with one punch to the gut. You know, I just don't know if he would be able to land that punch against Lara. He will cut off the ring, but he's gonna have to take some heavy damage from Lara. And Lara has put away a lot of guys with that left hand. That left hand is what made Angulo quit. It dropped Trout and made him do that ridiculous split he did in the ring. All of the guys that Lara fought on ESPN before he was big, you know, before he got big and started fighting on Showtime, you know, he dropped a lot of those guys with that same left hand. You know, I don't know what Triple G would have to counter that left hand. you know what? To let you know, to be honest with you, I'm very interested in hearing Triple G's response. You know, I wonder if he would take that challenge, because if anyone could beat him, I think it would be Lara. I mean, as far as anyone that's in 154 or 160, I think Triple G can beat anyone at 160 already. I think Lara would be a tougher match than anyone that would move up to fight him. All right, so you know, that's just my thoughts. I don't think Triple G would take that fight. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think Triple G would do it. You know, I think it's a dangerous fight for both fighters, but Lara is willing to step up and fight him. And I think Lara is, you know, I like the fact that Lara is not scared of Triple G. I don't think Triple G would take the fight, but I would like to see both of these guys challenged. And I think Triple G is probably better than anyone that Lara has faced. You know, I mean, you could argue whether Triple G is better than Paul Williams or not, but I think Triple G is better than Paul Williams. And you know, I think Triple G would apply that pressure to Lara a lot better than Austin Trout did, because Austin Trout is a defensive fighter and he fought Lara's fight instead of fighting his own fight. You know, he had to be the one to be more, he had to be the aggressor in that fight, and that's why he got knocked down. That's why he lost the majority of the rounds. But Triple G knows how to apply that smart pressure, you know. It's a really good fight to talk about, man. I would love to talk about this fight. I'm gonna continue to talk about it on Twitter after I put this video out. But yo, as far as some promotions, real quick before I end this video, I know Triple G is with K2. I don't know if HBO would allow him to go and fight on Showtime. So if you guys know anything about that, you know better than me, let me know. You know, Lara's golden boy, but you know, it's not like Triple G is top rank or anything. But I don't know if HBO would allow him to go to Showtime. I mean, he just fought overseas, and you know, but maybe there's something part of his contract where he can't fight on Showtime, you know, specifically for Showtime. All right, so let me know. You know, I mean, this is just a discussion on the fight. I don't want to get into the politics too much, but yo, let me know what you guys think, you know, because I'm still a little iffy on who would win the fight. You know, if Triple G was to cut off the ring and get inside and land some of those body shots, I mean, he could definitely put Lara down. But Lara, I think, is the better outside rangy fighter. Both of these guys feel comfortable best at fighting on the outside, and I think Lara is a little bit better at fighting on the outside, and plus he has that reach advantage. But Lara would move up to 160, whereas Triple G is a much bigger guy, naturally bigger guy, a guy that used to fight at 168. So I don't know if Lara's power would mean much when it comes to fighting a guy like Triple G as well. Okay, so it's so many arguments you could discuss here, but I did see, I don't know, I'm done talking about it, but I want to hear you guys' responses, and I would hope Triple G respond and fight him, because I would rather fight. You know, if he doesn't want to move up yet and he still wants to clear out the division or whatever, that's fine. But as far as everybody that's available, if he's willing to fight Kirkland, or, well, I don't know if he's gonna fight Kirkland now, but if he's willing to fight anyone that's willing to move up and wait to fight him, I think Lara would be his toughest challenge. Both of their toughest challenge. Okay, so give me some feedback, subscribe to the channel, and hit me on Twitter too, because I'm actually online talking about it right now. I'm about to go back on Twitter now. All right, thanks.